Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter number 30. The lessons we're going to cover today are greatest common factor GCF, least common multiple LCM, and LCM and HCF in LCM and GCF in word problems, right? So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So let's just start with the first chapter lesson, that is GCF, right? So what do you know about GCF? What is GCF? I'm going to write the definitions on the board. You can please note down the definitions, right? So the greatest common factor is the greatest factor between the numbers you have chosen, right? Let me just write down the definition on the board. GCF is the greatest number, that is a factor, is a factor of all your chosen numbers. So basically what you have to do, you have to find all the factors of the given numbers. Then you have to find their common factors, right? Common means same factors. You have to find the greatest number. Out of all the common numbers, the greatest number is the greatest common factor, right? Now the important thing here is, what is the factor, right? So let's just note down the definition of the factor. So what is the factor? Factors factors are what we can multiply to get the number. We can multiply to get the number. For example, 4 times 5 is 20, right? So 4 and 5 are the factors of 20. They are the factors of 20 because when you multiply them, they makes 20, right? So 4 and 5 are the factors of 20. Factors are what we can multiply to get the number, right? You can please note down the definitions. So GCF is the greatest, is a factor of all your chosen numbers, right? And what is factor? Factor are what we can multiply to get the number. So 4 times 5 makes 20. So 4 and 5 are the factors of 20, right? Same way, 2 times 3 makes 6, right? So 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. So let's just start with an example. Let's see how do we calculate GCF, right? Okay. Okay, let's start with an example. You have to calculate the GCF of 24 and 36. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's just do prime factorization of both the numbers, right? We have done prime factorization in the same lesson earlier this week, right? So if you need more help with the prime factorization, you can just go to the lesson we did earlier this week. Let's just write down the prime factors of 24 and the prime factors of 36, right? Okay, the prime factors of 24 are, how do we calculate? Let me just do a quick review. How do we calculate prime factors of 24? Divide 24 by the smallest prime number. The smallest prime number is 12, 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Divide until you reach on the 1. 12 divided by 2, again 2 is the least number, that is 6. Then again divide 6 by the smallest prime number, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 3 divided by 3 is 1, right? So these are the prime factors of 24, right? They are 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, right? Now same way you can write the prime factors of 36, right? So prime factors of 36 is 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 3 is 36. These are the prime factors of 36. You can calculate the prime factors this way, right? Okay, now let's just see the common numbers we have, right? So the common numbers we have here is 2 is common, 2 is common, and 3 is common, right? Let's just write down the common factors. They are 2 times 2 times 3. Just multiply them. 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. That means the greatest common factor of 24 and 36 is 12, right? The greatest common factor of 24 and 36 is 12. Let's just do another example. GCF of 16 and 12. Okay, let's just write down their prime factors. Prime factors of 16, right? So the prime factors of 16 are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? And then prime factors of 12 are 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. Now let's see which factors are common, right? So the common factors are 2 is common, 2 is common. We don't have any other common factors. So the GCF is 2 times 2, that makes 4. The correct option is, that means their GCF of 16 and 12 is 4, right? Let's just start with the practice questions. What is the greatest common factor of 12 and 4, right? So let's just see what is the GCF of 12 and 4. GCF of 12 and 4. So you have to do the prime factors of 12 and then the prime factors of 4. So the prime factors of 12 are 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. And the prime factors of 4 are 2 times 2, right? So the common number is 2 and 2. 2 times 2 makes GCF is 4, right? So another easy way is if you are given with the options, right? The correct option is the one. The correct option is the one that can completely divide both the numbers, right? So 4 is the number that can divide 12 and 4. So the correct option is 4. What is the greatest common factor of 14 and 7? Okay. GCF of 14 and 7. So let's just write down the factors of 14 and 7, right? They are 2 times 7 and prime factors of 7 are 1 times 7. The common factor is 7, right? That means GCF is 7. The correct option is 7. Okay, what is the greatest common of 7 and 5? The greatest common factor of 7 and 5 is 7 and 5. They both are the prime numbers, right? So when the numbers are prime, they do not have common factors other than 1, right? So the correct option is 1. They have only one common factor, that is 1. What is the greatest common factor of 12 and 15? Okay, let's find answer from the options, right? Okay, you are given 4 of the options. Let's start with 12. 12 divided by 12. The answer is 1. Yes. But 15 is not divisible by 5. You have a remainder. So the answer is no. That means 12 is not the correct option. Same thing with 5. 5 cannot divide 12. 5 can only divide 15. 3 is the correct option because 3 can divide both 12 and 15, right? So that means the greatest common factor is 12 and 15. The correct option is 3, right? Because 3 is the number that can divide both 12 and 15. So the correct option is 3, right? The correct option is 3. What is the greatest common factor of 18 and 12? So you have to find the factor of 18 and 12. So you can find the answer from the given options, right? Find the option that can divide both the number 18 and 12. So which is the correct option? Which number divide 18 and 12? Greatest number, right? Two of the numbers you can see 6 and 3, they both divide 12 and 18, right? But the correct option is 6 because 6 is the greater number. Let's just do this on board also. The GCF of 18 and 12. GCF of 18 and 12. Let's just write down the prime factors of 18 and let's just write down the prime factors of 18 and 12. Okay, the prime factors of 18 are 2 times 3 times 3, right? 2 times 3 is 6 and 6 times 3 is 18. Then prime factors of 12 are 2 times 3 is 6 and 6 times 2 is 12. So the common numbers is 2 and 3, 2 times 3. So that means the GCF is, you can see that is 6, right? So the correct option is 6. Very good patch. That is 6. What is the greatest common factor of 17 and 9? So which is the correct option? 17 is a prime number, right? 9 is not a prime number, but 17 is a prime number. 17 have only two factors, 1 and 17, right? But 17 is not a factor of 9. So if one of the number is prime, that means they only have one common factor, that is 1. 1, 1, 1, that is 1. 17 is a prime number. 17, the factors of 17 are 1 and 17. 17 do not have any other factors. 9 have the factors 3 times 3. Do they have any common factor? They do not have any common factor, so their greatest common factor is 1, right? The correct option is 1. What is the greatest common factor of 20 and 10? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? The greatest common factor is, very good, that would be 10. What is the greatest common factor of 18 and 6? The greatest common factor of 18 and 16 is, yes, very good, that is 2. 2 is the only number that can divide both the numbers 18 and 16, right? Very good, patch, that is 2. What is the greatest common factor of 10 and 5? Which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, that would be 5. The correct option is 5. Very good. The greatest common factor of 19 and 13 is, they both are the prime numbers, right? 19 is a prime number and 13 is a prime number. So that means their greatest common factor is 1, right? Because the prime numbers have only two factors, 1 and the number itself, right? So because they both are the prime numbers, so they both have only one common factor, that is 1, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So if you need more help with the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? Although I have discussed this lesson in very detail because I know that is a bit confused. Usually kids confused between LCM and GCF, sorry, LCM and GCF. Even I am confused. I am confusing when their names are together, right? So that's why I discussed this lesson in a bit detail. Now I'm going to start with the lesson LCM. So LCM means least common multiple, right? LCM and GCF both are different. How they are different? Just this word, m multiple and factor, right? Factors and multiples are actually different, right? Let's just write down the definition. Let me just write down the definition of the LCM on board so you can note down the definition, right? Okay, so LCM of any two number is the value. LCM of any two numbers is the value that is evenly divisible, that is evenly divisible by the two given numbers. So let's just start. Okay, let's just see the word multiple, right? So let's see what is the multiple, right? Then we'll do the examples for the LCM. So what is the multiple? What do you know about the multiples? Multiples are the, hello, can you hear me? Hello. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to see what are the multiples, right? Multiples mean when you multiply a number with another number. That would be the multiples. Let me write down the definition. Okay. So multiples are the number you get. Multiple is the number you get when you multiply. When you multiply a certain number by an integer, right? So the multiples are, for example, you have to write down the multiples of 4. They are 4 times 1 is 4, 2 is 8, 3 is 12, 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, and so on, right? So you can calculate the LCM by two ways, right? The first one is you have to write down the multiples, all the multiples of the numbers. Then you can count the common multiples between the numbers, right? The other way to calculate the LCM is you have to write down the prime factors of both the numbers, right? The one, let me just see the method done on the A plus. We'll do the same one. Hold on. Yes, you have to write the prime factors of both the numbers. Okay, let's just see the prime. Let's start with the method of the prime factorization, right? Let's just start with the example. We have to calculate the LCM of 12 and 18, right? LCM of 12 and 18. So we have to write the prime factors of both the numbers. Prime factors of 12 and 18. Let's just write down the prime factors of 12 and prime factors of 18. So the prime factors of 12 is you have to divide 12 by the least prime number until you get the one. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. If you need more help with the lesson prime factorization, you can find the lesson on the channel I did on earlier this week. I have discussed the lesson prime factorization in the session I did on, I think, Tuesday, right? Okay, so the prime factors of 12 are 2 times 2 times 3. Now let's just write down the prime factors of 18. That is 2 times 3 times 3, right? Okay, so you have to find the common factors first. The common factors are 2 and 3. They are the common factors. Just write the common factors. They are 2 times 3. And the leftover factors are again 2 times 3, right? So they are 2 times 3 is 6 and 2 times 3 is 6. That would be 36. First write the common factors. 2 is factor, 3 is 2 and 3 are common. And the leftover factors are 2 and 3. Just multiply the common factors and the leftover factors. That means that LCM is 36, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions on A plus, right? Okay, what is the least common multiple of 10 and 5? 5 is a prime number. 5 have only two factors, 1 and 5, right? So it must be 5. If one of the number is 5 and they do not have any common factor, because 5 can divide 10 also, so that means that is 5, right? 10. Okay, let's just do it on board. LCM of 5 and 10. LCM of, let's just do prime factors of 5 and prime factors of 10. 1 times 5. For 10 it is 2 times 5. The common factor here is 5, right? And the other factors are 5 times 2 times 1, so that would be 10. So the LCM is, yes, it is 10. Sorry. So the correct option is 10. The correct option is 10. What is the least common multiple of 6 and 12? You have to write down the least common multiple of 6 and 12. You have to write down the prime factors of 6. They are 2 times 3. Then the prime factors of 12, they are 2 times 2 times 3, right? So the LCM is 2 times 3, and that is the common factor, right? And the leftover factor is 2. So it would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. So that is 12, right? What is the least common multiple of 12 and 8? So which is the correct option? You can do the question now by yourself and write the answer in the chat box. I'm waiting for the answers from your side, right? The correct option is the correct option is 24. Yes, it is 24. I'm just guessing the answer actually. Okay, what is the least common multiple of 3 and 9? So, which is the correct option? What is the least common multiple of 3 and 9? The correct option is 9. What is the least common multiple of 4 and 8? So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 8. What is the least common multiple of 8 and 2? 2? No, not 2. It is 8. The least common multiple of 8 and 2 is 8, not 2. Very good. What is the least common multiple of 3 and 6? Which is the correct option? It is 6. The correct option is 6. Let me just tell you a trick. How do you calculate the least common multiple from the options, right? You are given 4 of the options. So let's see. You have to calculate the least common multiple of 6 and 7. That is very easy because 7 is prime, right? If you have one of the prime number, you have to just multiply both the numbers. Then the least common multiple is the product of both the numbers. In case of the prime numbers, if both are prime, just find their product. Their product is least common multiple. And if one of them is prime, like this one, 7 is prime, just do 6 times 7. 42 is the prime in this case, right? And another way is just see 42 is divisible by both 6 and 7. Only 42 is the number that is divisible by both 6 and 7. 6 is divisible by 6 only. 14 is divisible by 6, 7 only. 36 is divisible by 6 only. But 42 is the number that can be divisible by both 6 and 7, right? So 42 is the least common multiple. Okay, what is the least common multiple of 12 and 4? Now we're going to find the answer from the options. So 4 is the number that can divide both 12 and 4, right? Sorry, 4 is divisible by 4 only, but not by 12 because 4 is less than 12. So 12 is the number that can be divisible by 4 and by 12 also. Option is divisible by both the numbers, right? So yes, that is 12. Very good. Okay, what is the least common multiple of 7 and 4? Which is the correct option? Which option is divisible by 7 and 4? So which is the correct option? 14 is divisible by 7 only. 20 is divisible by 4 only. 28 is the number that is divisible by both 7 and 4. So that means the least common multiple of 4 and 7 is very good. That is 28. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we have another lesson that is LCM and GCF in word problems. So just one thing you have to learn from the word problem is if you have to find in the question you are given, you have to find the greatest number, go for GCF. And if you have to calculate the least number, go for LCM. And you already know how to calculate GCF and LCM, right? Let's just do practice questions. A club has 18 girls and 2 boys as a member. President wants to break the club into groups, with each group containing the same combination of girls and boys. The president also wants to make sure that no one is left out. What is the greatest number of groups that president can make? So greatest word here is that means you have to calculate the GCF of 2 and 18, right? So which is the GCF? Greatest common factor of 2 and 18 is, you can find GCF from the options also, right? The option that can divide both the numbers 18 and 2, right? So 18 and 2, they both are divisible by 2 only. So 2 is the greatest common factor of 18 and 2. 2 is the correct option, right? No, no, not 6. 2 is the correct option. You have to calculate GCF. So 2 is the correct option. 2 is the only number that can divide 18 and 2, both the numbers. Monroe Vitamin Shop sold equal quantities of vitamin A and vitamin D supplements this morning. Even though the vitamin A supplements come in pack of 12 and vitamin D supplements in pack of 5, what is the smallest number of each type that the store could have sold? Smallest number here means you have to calculate the least common multiple. So what is one multiple of 12 and 5, which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Least common multiple. 5 is a prime number, right? So I've already told you, in case one of the number is prime, just multiply the both the numbers, right? Prime number and the other. Yes, that would be 60 supplements. The correct option is 60. Very good. Okay, Dave is thinking of a number that is divisible by both 3 and 11. What is the smallest possible number that Dave could be thinking of? Which is the correct option? Smallest number, again you have to calculate the least common multiple. Very good. That would be 33. 3. Both the numbers are prime, right? We have to multiply them. That would be 33. Kendall is thinking of a secret number. She tells her brother that it is divisible by 2 and tells her friend that it is divisible by 5. If Kendall is telling the truth to both of them, what is the smallest secret number that Kendall could be thinking of? Smallest number, that means again you have to calculate the least common multiple, and both the 2 and 5 are prime, so you have to do 2 times 5. Very good. That would be 10. The correct option is 10. Very good, Patch. Last year Katie's history and math classes had regular tests. Each history test had 11 questions and each month test had 8 questions. If Katy had to answer the same number of history questions and math questions last year, what is the smallest number of each type of question she must have answered? So, which is the correct option? You have to find the smallest number, right? That means you have to calculate the least common multiple. And the least common multiple is 88, right? Because they both are prime number. No, 11 is just prime number. So 11 times 8 is 88. So the correct option is 88, right? Okay. So you can complete the rest of the questions by yourself later today. We're working on grade 8 math. Chapter we're working on is number theory. And the lessons we have covered today are GCF, greatest common factor, LCM, lowest common or least common multiple, and GCF and LCM in word problems, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That's your homework, right? And if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Do I explain this well? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.